that's the problem.
You got two words
I think we're
for
good
us?
at the ending, like except for when I like to bring it back one more line.
About the drugs come easy and the girls.
Right, there's one more before that.
Well, we all just wanna
be
be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses, driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. We'll all stay skinny 'cause we just won't eat, and we'll hang out in the coolest bars, in the VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny with the bleached blonde hair, and we'll, hey, I wanna be a rock star.
Lexington.
Hey,
I wanna work at Lexington.
Potato, rock star, work at Lexington.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
one of the same in my
serendipitous.
book.
It's one and the
Yeah.
same. It's one and the same.
Synonymous.
Beautiful.
Episode.
Episode 19?
19.
19. Wow.
Welcome back.
Welcome
They
back.
just shipped us off to college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye,
After
Mom.
getting rocked 3 years ago.
It was rough.
It was
I just
rough.
realized that we're
times.
not going to get this amazing intro that we normally do now.
I think we should
What do you mean?
it
That was an
anyway.
amazing intro.
No, I'm talking about your...
The now.
Okay, well,
Introduce.
I'll do it anyway.
The
Don't
Lex crew.
Yeah, I'll do it. All right. Shall we beginning?
Yeah,
we're in.
talk
We-
to us,
we've
talk
been
to us.
beginning.
Come on,
Yeah.
talk
Welcome
to us.
back.
Who are you?
Me. My name is Thomas McCauley. I'm the head of partner relations here at Lexington Capital Holdings. And to my left is
What's it to you?
none of you.
Frank
Spanish,
Grizzly
please.
Luando, the COO.
Frankie, CEO.
Appio Fragoletti, Director of Banking Relations.
And now, introducing the #1 A team in the alternative and traditional financing world, Lexington Capital
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Let's-
intro,
let's
Tom.
go.
Let's
Thank you.
talk about it, boys.
Let's
Now,
talk
this is a
about
topic
it.
I like talking about.
What is it?
Lex.
We're talking about Lex. Lex
Talking about Lex.
Let's
Talk
talk
about
about Lex.
I love it.
I don't
Well,
give a
I'll be
piss
darned.
about nothing but Lex,
Rolex,
man.
Rolex,
Rolex.
Yacht
Whoa.
Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two.
Well, everybody, welcome back, episode 19. It's been a pleasure rocking these many episodes with you boys.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I'm gone after this episode.
It's
Just
Grizzly's last
kidding.
one.
Damn, that was a long meeting you guys had in there.
It's like the Beatles right now or something.
The Abbey Road coming to an end.
We're losing you.
No. But yeah, let's talk about Lex. I mean, let's talk about the beginning. Let's talk about where we're at. And, you know, I mean, we've had a great past couple months so far. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been doing pretty good since the beginning of the year. I can definitely testify for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on the up and up, folks.
100%.
Totally going on.
100%. One thing about this company is that I feel like this, it's like a scripture, guys. Like this,
Yeah, it
this company's biblical
It
for a
is.
multitude of reasons. I mean, for one, it's a bunch of neighborhood kids, you know, all growing up within a 5-10 mile radius max. It's really like more like a 2-3 mile radius. Selden Center, each shout out. Mount Sinai as well.
You got
And-
one.
Pat Med.
And Pat
Come
Man.
on
Sorry,
now.
I apologize. I know we just messed around with you with the Mount Sinai anymore. But, you know, it's a bunch of kids that, you know, were maybe a little lost in life at some point, right? And we didn't know what we really wanted to do. And we all found something like a family at the end of the day, right? And we're pulling off one of the most historical and greatest phenomenons in the financial sector of all time, right? A bunch of neighborhood kids, hometown heroes, are building a multi-billion-dollar company that's going to go public one day. So with that being said, you know, there's ways you end up here, right? So in life, it's hard to understand, you know, and looking forward and being able to connect the dots of your life and being able to look forward and do that. But when you look back at it, you know, a few years later, you could actually look back at little things that happened in your life, and then you could finally connect the dots and realize, like, hey, this is why I ended up here. Like, this is what happened to end up here. So I think specifically with you guys, I think I met my old business partner for a reason, right? Who did us all kind of dirty. But I met, you know, you guys for
Except
a
for
reason,
me.
and you guys were supposed to be at this company, right? So let's talk about connecting the dots. And obviously for you and me, I mean, we grew up together,
Guys got a
right?
bunch of
There's a
dots.
wild dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
So
lot of dots.
that's just, you know, in itself. I mean, think about it. There's 300-400 kids who graduated us, so we could have not even known each other, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of high school beef, right?
We
We could have
both
been on
have-
the other side of it.
We
you
have
know?
a lot of personality. It was pretty much impossible for us to not know each other.
It's true. It's
How
definitely
big was
true.
your school? How many was in each grade?
Honestly, like
300-400.
it was a small, like the school itself was small, but there were so many people in it.
Yeah.
No
that it was
AC.
like- No
9
AC.
through 9 through 12?
Yeah, 9
Yeah.
through 12. Yeah, 9
Very
through 12.
congested. Like it was traffic to get to school.
Definitely
Like you were
traffic.
almost late to your next class, even though you left at the bell.
No
Type
doubt.
traffic. Like
Yeah.
it was crazy.
How many were in your class?
200. I think mine was like exactly 208.
Jeez.
Wow.
We had a lot.
Remy and I had almost 800, I think, or
Damn.
7 something.
Don't forget Dave.
Dave, well,
Yeah.
just because he's here. Shout out Dave.
Shout out Remy.
Shout out Remy.
Shout out Remo.
Shout out
The man
Dave.
behind the cam.
Shout out Dave. Shout out T. Shout out the whole
Shout out T.
marketing team.
Shout out
Lex
Lex.
gang.
Shout out Lex. But getting back to connecting the dots. So it's hard to look forward and connect the dots, but once you look backwards, right, and you're at this spot, you realize, hey, this is what happened and this is why I'm here. So Tom, start us out. What connected the dots to get you at Lexington?
I mean, a lot of different things. Like me and Frankie used to hang out. Me and Ryan used to hang out all the time. Like even on different accords. Like honestly, I don't think me and Ryan and Frankie ever hung out together.
Yeah.
But we would hang out at the same time, just separately.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like me and Frankie used to do a bunch of dumb shit. Like we were kids. After like high school, we would go and just go like have fun with all of our friends. And then same thing with Ryan. Like we would go have fun, go do whatever kids do when you're out of high school. And then I mean, you guys kind of know a little bit about my back history. Like when I turned 18 and moved out of my house, like I was just kind of head down grinding. Like I was in the restaurant life because it just gave me quick money. Like gave me a lot of quick money. I didn't really have a plan.
Yeah.
I just knew that it was going to work out somehow. I just didn't know how. And we all kind of diverged in different ways. Like you went to school, did what you did. Chow went and did what he did. I went and did what I did. Everyone separated. Marty went and did what he did. Corey went and did what he did. And then once you had this spark, we all took notice and we all watched. And that was kind of like a big thing for you too, I think, in your mind was, what kind of team am I going to build? Like, am I going to build a team of people who have already been in the industry, or I'm going to build a team of people that I already know?
Yeah.
And you chose the team of people you already know to mold.
Yeah.
And I mean, even what was it, 3-4 years later out of that, and I was just grinding, working. I went through 3 different apartments. I moved around a lot. Like I was just kind of doing my own thing. I finally got out of work, took a shower, got a missed call from Frankie, saw that, and instantly knew exactly what the rest of my life was going to be. It wasn't even a question. Like answering the phone, like I was a lay down lead. Like I was not a Marty where he had to
Tom
follow
was a
up.
layup.
I literally called Frankie. He was like, hey, I got this. I'm like, I'll do it. Like, I was like, I'll do it. Like we're good.
Dude, I'm in.
Dude, because I was literally in the shower, like, holy shit. Like I've worked 15 hours a day here at this job every day for like 2 years, managing, serving, doing whatever I can do to make as much money as possible. And I made as much money as possible. And I realized I was capped. I will never, ever make more money than this. Yeah. And I was in the shower thinking that, dried myself off, walked and looked and saw a missed call from Frankie. Like,
He was thinking about it too.
yeah. I
You
mean,
were
if
connected.
the dots don't connect better, it doesn't connect better. Yeah. And like that comes down again to dots. So like I was friends with you. I was friends with Ryan.
Yeah.
I hung out with you both intertwinally. And then I'm sure Ryan had an influence in that because Ryan came and worked with me for a little bit. Mm-hmm. So he kind of saw what I was doing and I was grinding and like I was like the Prince of Cheesecake. Like for real. Like
The Fresh Prince of Cheesecake.
the Fresh Prince of Cheesecake. Like I ran that shit.
Yeah, no, I'm well aware. I used to eat there.
Yeah. I ran that shit.
Tom, always a great experience.
Yeah.
I was
You
a
served me
psycho.
my
I
mom
was
one
a
day.
pure psychopath at that place, sweating on the expo line, like running a
You were very
million
loyal to that place.
because it did me well.
Yeah, it did.
And
For the time
You
being.
still are, to an extent.
But you,
dude, yeah, I'll never talk down. That
but
place
you're more
was great.
special.
It did a lot for me, and that's why people like always talk shit about their previous jobs. I'll never talk shit about that place. When I needed it, that shit had it.
Yeah.
And then when I exceeded it, Frankie had it. So like the dots connected at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Your story is almost like completely opposite of mine to an extent.
I got a little bit more. So when I first started here, I told Frankie it would not take me more than a year to leave that place. My first day at Lexington was Labor Day, ironically. And then my last day at Cheesecake Factory was the Sunday before Labor Day.
Wow.
It most literally did not take me more than a year.
Yeah.
It took me
Labor
a
Day always
year.
on a
And
Monday?
we spoke about
What's
that
up?
a lot.
Labor Day is always on a Monday?
I don't know if it's always on a Monday.
It is?
It is.
364 days.
It's Monday.
Nah,
I,
Monday,
yeah,
Monday.
we can't be
Yeah.
a Sunday.
Yeah, so 364.
That'd be a
like,
hack, though. I would love to make Labor Day on a Sunday.
Doesn't matter for here anyway.
364 and a half days. I worked that last Sunday, and I was like, oh my God, like it did not take me more than a year.
That's
Whole lot of coincidence goes into it.
Yeah.
And like me and Frankie always talk about, I don't believe in coincidences. Like everything is possible in the universe except for a coincidence. it happens for a reason. Whether you create the reason or the reason comes to you, happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So those are my dots and how I got here.
We're blessed to
love
have you, to
those.
say the least.
I'm blessed to
we
be
love
here.
God, we are.
We're blessed to have you.
Yeah.
The one and only Tom.
Love you, Tom.
Thomas.
Thomas McCauley. I love you guys.
From Nottingham, from Lexington, Nottingham.
Frankie.
That's my
Our
McKinney right
that
there.
McKinney,
That's the
baby.
McKinney, the Henry Hill.
Italian-Irish freaking descent, baby.
The brute.
That's where
Yes,
the spice
sir.
comes from. Get the Irish, you get the Italian.
It's
like-
great. It's great. You're
We're
a
there.
handsome man.
I love how Frankie called you, and your first instinct was just yes.
Dude, because
Like I
I
said,
watched it.
mine,
Like, so like
complete
my thing
opposite.
was like, there were a couple months in, and I looked at it and I was like, that's something I want to do. But I didn't want to be that prick who hasn't talked to Frankie in 2 years and was like, I like your company. Can I come join it? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to be that guy. So I was like, I'm not going to be that guy. Like, I'm going to let them do their thing. It looks like it's a great idea. And then it came to me. And I think that's just kind of a testament of attitude. Like, not that I saw an opportunity and didn't take it. It wasn't my opportunity to take. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't
Like-
your time.
Maybe I could have interjected and he would have brought me on earlier and whatever the case may be, but that wasn't my opportunity to take. My opportunity to take was when it chose me.
Every
when they
opportunity
reached out
is yours
to
for
me.
the taking, Tom.
Yeah. I appreciate it. But
Just take it.
just take it.
Yeah.
It's a good tip.
Just
I'm
do it's
happy he took
retired.
you there.
don't do
Yeah.
what I did and watch from the outside in, because if I was not a thought in their brain, I would not be here. And that's important. If you want to do something, approach it. Because if I didn't approach it and you didn't think of me, I would not be here.
Yeah.
So thank you for thinking of me.
I love you, brother.
I love you.
Love you, bro.
Tommy.
Let's
You're
hear
about to
from
cry.
you.
I
That's so
see the
nice.
tears
We're
coming.
about to cry.
Let's-
I love that story.
Let's hear your connected dot story. Appio.
Oh, you guys got some crazy.
Yeah.
So there's this one partner we all knew.
I mean, that's where it all,
Yeah, it
stems
kinda
out of the
stems,
start
yeah.
of us. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, my whole life leading up to that point was the reason why I was even with you guys in that group to begin with. The vast amount of jobs and skills and knowledge that I had growing up from any job that I've had, whether it was washing dishes to being a financial advisor. I've had countless amounts of jobs, and having that skill set in so many different places made me a utility for you guys. I mean, shoot, I guess I connected back with that POS before you were. I don't know if you were really
It was
friendly
like a
with him
few
at the
months.
time.
It was like a
Were
few
you?
months, yeah, before the fact, from what I remember.
So yeah, I started connecting with him because I moved out of my house. I was living in Rocky Point. That's where this scumbag grew up. And so my roommate was friendly with him, and then
Yeah.
I became friends with him, and then.
Yeah.
Fast forward, another year later, finally, like actually hanging out with this guy, we're really good friends, and Frankie comes along, or you might have already been, I don't know, can we say
It's
living
a
there?
close timeline.
Close
yeah, I might have been
timeline.
living there at the
It's
time.
weird because like it all kind of happened like within like a month or two. Like you
Definitely.
only knew, but like a month or so before I kind of
Definitely,
came in,
yeah.
And like that group, I gotta say, it was a blast. We had awesome times.
We were
for sure.
Jedis.
We were Jedis.
We were Jedis, to say the least. Yeah.
I wasn't
That
even
group
there.
had a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Did.
Yeah. But it was
And
rebranded.
we got the best
I mean,
of that group still
technically,
here.
The group still has potential.
Yeah.
Like 90.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
This is
yeah.
the potential.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
filled
getting
the other
at.
point one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I wish you were there, honestly, for it.
Honestly, I wouldn't be there.
I know.
I would be like, this is crazy.
yeah, you would have.
Yeah, you definitely would have.
You would have.
It wasn't
But,
a simple life.
No.
And then starting to work for you guys at your previous company,
Yeah.
tinting the windows, being a detailer,
Mhm.
and then eventually kind of branching off on my own, still doing tints. Actually, me and you, we opened up the commercial tinting business together for
Yeah.
a brief moment in time.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a good time.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a good
Yeah.
time.
Our first
so
job.
happy.
Yeah, our first job went good,
We're looking at the Honda
We
Elements,
dressed
right?
really, yeah, we dressed really nice. Yeah, that was
That was a
awesome.
good one.
Hell yeah.
Then obviously everything fell to the ground. Everything fell to the ground. But that's all right. We obviously picked up the pieces clearly. But it took me a really long time to get that group out of my life, and because I spent a big portion of my life with you guys, building with you guys, working with you guys. So then, when eventually I decided to sell my share off of the detail shop back to the other business partner. And with the agreement that like I'll still do all of your tints, like I'm still gonna work and do this and that, but then I got cut off by the other guy. And then I remember he was saying stories into your ears, and then I was probably hearing stories of just stories, because that's what happens when you deal with a bullshitter. You get bullshitted,
Yep.
and he was the best at it.
Yep.
So I didn't, honestly, when you first called me, I wanted nothing to do with you. I wanted nothing to do with the company.
Yeah.
I spent a good year of my life like building myself back up to where I was. I went so hard into real estate. I sold a bunch of houses that entire year. I joined a great real estate team. I was with a great brokerage, made a lot of money. So when you first called me, they're texting me those few times, I remember saying, well, I heard that you got effed over too. So like, I'm down to
Christmas Eve.
come and see you. I'm down to come and see you, but I'm not going to work for you, but I'll come, I'll hang out, we can shoot the shit, kind of catch up, tell some stories.
That we did.
And that we did.
Yeah, that we did.
That we did. But then I finally came to the actual shop, the back of the
shop.
to the shop.
The auto body.
Yeah.
Frank's auto
And you know what's
body.
funny? Before you continue, the constant in this company is you can't walk into the doors of Lexington and not fall in love with it.
Yeah,
You can't.
it's true.
It's not possible. No
Literally
matter where
everyone
we
brought
are,
in.
the energy fucking traps you.
And we all know how that place was too. Like to walk into a place like that with cinder block walls and ceiling tiles gone and
Yeah.
Hot.
hot
Yeah.
and
cold.
bathroom,
Yeah,
like
one
to walk into
bathroom.
there and still be amazed with what's going on, and you know, as far as everything that truly goes on, the engine of that place,
Yeah,
and getting to come.
that's
I
a
mean,
good way to put it.
It is.
That's a good
That's
way.
like a
the engine was fine.
It's like a two JZ.
It's
That was
banged
a-
up
another
like
Civic.
like,
That was a
like my
sleeper.
Camry, you know, like on the outside.
Sleeper.
It's a two JZ. and a
No, it's
Honda.
true. And that's what's cool. That's what's cool about us and like our story too is like we just having belief in yourself and what you're doing, and to sit there in an auto body shop, doing finance. It takes some courage, definitely, and we believed. So, and now we're here.
Best thing that sold me was you, just
Appreciate
you
that.
and how you operate.
Appreciate that. I
Appreciate
try hard.
you.
I try hard. Try working
That
hard.
motion threw me off.
I try working hard. I try hard. When you leave,
Can we get one of those safe for work images like put over there? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, make sure you write that one down, Remy.
Write that down.
18 minutes, 45 seconds. Write that down.
Jerk off
Yes.
motion.
Back to connecting the dots, Mr.
Back
Pappy.
to connecting
Mr.
the
Pappy.
dots. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we told the story on air before a little bit,
Yeah.
as we are right here, right now. But yeah, Christmas Eve, I'm running late to Grandma's house. I sat down, I stayed with you for too many hours. That made me late for Christmas for Grandma's house, but
Yeah.
couldn't not leave. I needed to know a little bit more, and I needed to talk a little bit more and hear a little bit more,
Yeah.
because if I didn't, I wouldn't be here right now. And God bless everything that brought us here, because I'm so happy where I am.
Good.
And this, I mean, we're Lex for life.
Lex for life, baby.
Lex for life.
Lex for life, brother.
Just like
Lex for life.
Jib getting that tattoo on his foot.
Yeah.
Lex for life.
Lex
I don't
for
got any
life.
tattoos, but we'll work something out.
Yeah, we might have to one day. Because if I'm getting a tattoo, everybody's getting a tattoo.
Shout out
That's
Bad
all I'm
Fruit.
saying. You better have 5 of those
And
things.
about 2.3, I have to get a tattoo. So. And mine can't be on my toe.
Damn it.
It is funny though. Like I remember when you came there and everyone like whatever. Like I was there already and like new people were starting to come, but I knew them. Like Christian and John, I grew up with them. I hung out with
Yeah.
them. And then it was like Appio. I'm like, who, this guy. He's like, and he's like,
preppy
who's
ass.
this guy? And then we looked at each other. I still had my long hair. I look like not a like a gremlin. I look like a gremlin. I was rabid. And then like I got a haircut. And that's the first time
Like 2
Appio
months
talked.
later.
That's the
Yeah.
first time Appio talked to me. He's like, yo, I love the haircut. I'm like, oh, thank you. I haven't talked to you in 2 months, but thank you.
That was like the
He would
funniest.
not
so
talk to me until I got a haircut. Which
Dude,
also,
it just-
like,
it looked so good, dude.
yeah, well, I don't know how you guys let me exist like that.
I don't know either, honestly. I don't know
You
either.
wore your hood up a lot.
We were
You
we're,
did.
we're a little bit of a different company back then.
I did.
So.
It's like funny, like just like how he said the walking in thing. Like it was like in high school, like when 2 friend groups merged. Like
Yeah.
you, like Tom would walk in. It's like, oh, I know all these guys, and it's like all the other guys, like, the f- is that? And like you walk in, it's like, oh, Appio, and then all the other them are like, who the f- is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we really have split friend groups. It's like what Lexington is, and just came together to just be family.
know,
It's really
right?
cool.
Merger.
It's
Yeah.
really cool.
Now we're one big family. Yeah,
It's true.
I love this place, man.
Yeah.
Gross. I think it's your turn.
My
Well,
dots.
Did you finish your
Oh,
dots?
did you
are
finish
are
your
your
dots?
dots dotted and your eyes?
I guess they're pretty dotted. I mean, yeah, just it started out for me just no, I'm not
Yeah.
doing it. To,
Yeah.
all right, I'll come talk to you to be friends. To holy shit, you really have something serious going on here.
Yeah.
And I want in.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of this.
You're a big piece of this.
Thank you.
Like bigger than you even think. So we appreciate your service.
Thank you.
Keep growing. Keep working
Appreciate
hard.
that.
Keep growing our Lex Talk program.
Absolutely.
Because you're growing it to the moon.
Absolutely.
And it's giving the alternative side a run for their money right now.
Really?
Yeah, it is. Did we close those numbers?
We need to.
Six verse 25.
We
What's those
need to.
analytics
We
look
need
like?
to. We definitely have severely less reps in that part of the company. Yeah. But very well rounded, regardless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Chris?
absolutely.
Let's connect your dots.
My dots. Boy, do I have some dots. So
Before you start,
Yeah.
we have an award for you. We missed you so much. We'd like to present it.
Oh yeah.
do you guys know about this?
No? Tom, if you would, please. Read it out loud, please.
Oh jeez.
Oh, my God.
Wait,
In
could your voice be heard at all?
To an extent.
All right.
Rebel.
And now, introducing the certificate of appreciation presented to Grizzly, the most bald CEO. Signed by Lexington B. Lexington.
Damn.
Just
We're a young
slightly
company.
more
We haven't
bald
been able to
than
get to turkey
Remy.
yet. Come
That's for you.
on. Come on.
Thanks, guys.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, thanks.
Yo, it's honestly true.
Do you not see Red? I mean, I guess if we're going by the title, yeah, okay, yeah. Damn beast.
Yeah.
And the worst part is, I knew that we were going to start doing this. I just didn't know I was going to be the first one to get one. I thought we were doing chow first.
That's right. That's why I thought.
That's weird.
If there's any other bald COOs out there,
You suck.
you suck.
He'll give you a run for his money.
Yeah.
You're nothing like Pisley.
Oh, we're just showcasing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
are.
Yeah, it's got to stay the rest of the show.
Fair.
Yeah, it's important.
All right. So my dots, pre-bald. Basically, in high school, I was on the football team playing that. So I was, trying to go to college for football. And my senior year, I got into a car accident, and I was in a neck brace for about 8 weeks, and couldn't get any footage. Couldn't really go into anywhere cool. So I was working at a restaurant, and one of my friends from high school was like, "Yo, like, come to Delhi, like you could pledge for my brother's fraternity." And I was like, all right. So I literally went to college for a fraternity, and horrible as that sounds,
So much
they had a
sense.
business and tech degree. I was always business oriented, so that worked out, and I love my technology. So I did that, and towards the end of that, I was gearing up for my master's, and my thing is, like, I know the knowledge, but I just, like, I don't like the tests. I don't work well with tests. So I got a 420 twice on my GMAT, and after that, I was like, I'm not getting it. I'm not going for a third time.
What's it out of?
750. So, like, I could have gotten to, like, a mid-tier, MBA program, but, like, to do a good in business, like, you don't want that. Yeah. You want to go to target school. So from there, I took a sales class, and I really enjoyed it. My aunt was opening up her insurance brokerage, and I got into insurance. And then after I left Allstate, I opened up my own brokerage, and that's how I started with Frankie. With the old business partner as described, I got in with him just through some small business antics, and I was like at the house one day, and I'm like, yo, like, he's like, yo, this guy does insurance, and Frankie's like, I could use insurance.
And you've been my guy
So,
ever since.
Yeah. So yeah, from there, I mean, I did all their insurance. We were all living together for a while. We were hanging out, just being buddies, and big buddies.
Big
Yeah.
buddies.
And like, and a lot of people say like, oh, we used to dream of times like this, but like literally, like the six of us would be sitting in that house, like just
True.
dreaming about the times like this.
That's
and,
true.
And Frankie had the ambition to make it happen. And then before I like really fully joined on, I mean, you guys know I was consulting in the beginning. But I was here every day even before consulting. I at one of my old jobs, I was like, can I come in a little later? Like, I like the Lex pitch meetings. Like, I'm just hanging out, But yeah, all those dots. I mean, if I didn't get into that car accident, realistically, I wouldn't be here. Just something as simple as that. Like the dots, the fate, as you may prescribe. I mean, you guys know I don't believe in angel dust, but things do happen for a reason. If I didn't get into that car accident, I wouldn't have went to Delhi. I wouldn't have gotten into insurance, and would have met Frankie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Appio and I actually have a weird dot from. So we all worked in Remy too. We worked at this place called Emporium growing up, and they used to have these teen nights. And Appio was
Abby
like,
used to go.
yeah,
Used
he
to
used to
work.
go. Yeah. He was a
That was
promoter.
so much fun.
Yeah, bro. For some reason, like after like I met the guy, I was like, you look really familiar. And like I went on Facebook, I was like, we've been friends for 8 years.
That's hilarious. I forgot about
so long.
We've been,
forgot
like, we
about
at least
that.
have like 12 years of friendship on Facebook
That's
right
so
now. Yeah,
funny.
like I vicariously knew this guy for the past 12 years in full circle. Here we
That's
are.
so funny.
I love
Yeah.
that.
That's a Zuck.
That's so funny.
That's the Zuck bringing us
You've
together.
had the same picture like the whole time.
Pretty
too.
much, yeah. I found one funny picture and I just kept it.
That's hilarious.
And the last name, like I don't even know. It's not even your last.
It's the one or
what is-
backwards.
Yeah, it's backwards. Odd Novel.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's how he orders all his DoorDashes.
I just thought it was like your middle name. What's your middle name?
Joseph.
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 Yeah.
I got a brother named Joseph.
Francis Joseph.
Francis Joseph, baby.
Yes, sir.
He sucks.
Franny Joe. Franny Joe.
That name never comes out without me saying something about it. Like, it really doesn't.
Boo Joseph.
Speed,
Joseph.
agility, light.
D-Rod.
Damn,
watch.
he definitely doesn't watch.
Especially that one a little more.
He's watching
He doesn't-
Call of Duty while working.
Definitely, yeah, no doubt.
All right, so I mean, we got one last piece of the puzzle. Tell us
Frankie,
about your dots.
dots.
Let's talk about the dots, guys. All right, so I guess we could start where when I was a little younger, like obviously I think like sports made me very competitive growing up and like has led to like my competitive spirit. So I think just growing up and playing sports my whole life like gave me like that competitive edge. Like something was just always in me where I just like always wanted to be like just the best at like everything that I did, like no matter like what it was. Obviously I had a good upbringing. I had like an average like middle class life, but like it's good because like you appreciate hard work, but you're not spoiled enough to where like you didn't work hard. So I feel like I was like that right in between where I had enough resources where I could pull something like this off, but like I wasn't born poor of poor, right? But I wasn't born rich and rich where like my parents gave me everything. So I think like my upbringing, my parents helped me out a lot. But like the biggest thing about myself and my business is that it takes a team to get to pull off changing the world, right? And that's exactly what we're doing here at Lexington. So I think just meeting the people that work for me, you know, my family, you guys, that's what I mean by my family is kind of like to connect the dots. So like Lexington is a full circle for me, like throughout my life. Like everybody is from like different parts of my life. So like Appio and Grizz are from one friend group. You know, I grew up with Tom. I went to high school with a bunch of people here. So that's where I met a lot of people. There's people where old jobs that I've worked with, they now work here. People I met when I was 15, 16, people I've known since I was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And then obviously just networking and, you know, you bring it on your sister, like people bringing in their siblings, friends of friends. And that's ultimately how Lexington's grown because we don't like taking, you know, people, we don't like poaching, that we don't like doing that just straight up. We like to nurture you, hold your hand, grow you into a great woman, man, and ultimately, you know, whatever job role you take on into this company. So I think my simple connect the dots is just like how we all met. Because it could have just not happened. It could have went one certain way and it could have just like literally not happened. One cool like little back end story, because you guys know I love talking about Steve Jobs, is how Steve Jobs met Woz, was that Steve Jobs was best friends with Woz's neighbor. And then one day Woz was just outside like washing his car. And then Steve Jobs' best friend at the time was like, yo, like, this guy's named Steve, you're Steve, he builds computers, you build computers, like you guys should talk. And then just brought him over to Woz and then they just started talking. So it's something simple as like if Steve never met that guy in middle school, they met in the 8th grade and they didn't become like best friends, like they could have met, right? And they could have like talked, maybe hung out a few times, but if they weren't there that day, that happened then, you know, Apple could possibly not have been a thing because I don't think you could have Apple without Steve Jobs or Wozniak. Yeah. So your people are your biggest asset at the end of the day. So it's ultimately how I met all of you guys is my connect the dots with Lexington. And then how we've grown this company, my connect the dots is just by working really like 100 hours a week and just by putting myself in more position to like learn more than other people and to be more knowledgeable and to, I mean, if you put in more hours, like you just have more time to get stuff done ultimately, right? So you have an edge up on the competition. And that's why people who work 40, 50 hours a week, we've been able to catch up to them so quickly because we're just doubling down on the time. Like what we are as seasoned as a 5-year company. Like we make as much revenue as a 5-year finance firm, 10-year finance firm, right?
We put in 2 years and everybody puts in 1.
It's true. Yeah. And
More.
even the people who work here too. And we preach that too, because it's like, listen, like we're all young. You only get to live this life thing once. You know what I mean? Let's work hard now. Let's do the right thing now. We'll put in the hours, put in the time, because we're all doing it anyway, right? And let's come together. Let's build something special and let's change the world because that's what we're doing.
And it's cool now at this point where we are is like we were preaching it in the beginning, but now it's proof.
Yeah.
You know, we see it with like John and Christian. Yeah. You see them like cranking out. Marty, Jib, like you see them cranking out. Whereas in the beginning, it was the beginning. Yeah. And it's hard. You got to make your pipeline. You got to do your reps. You got to call. You got to call. You got to call. gotta do your thing, and now they're reaping the benefits of it.
It's true, and like that's what makes me really happy, especially for like my originals, like because guys, I mean, like I say it all the time. We're in an auto body shop, right? It's me, my sister in the corner doing back end work for the company. It's Ryan, Corey, and 2 other people who don't work for us right now, just sitting in like a little square box, right? Just dialing out, cold calling, no Google reviews, no platform, no 75 commercial lenders and 25 regional national banks and credit unions, right? No Lex Lock, no marketing, no credit repair, no consulting services, none of that. No seasoned veteran like Colucci coming in and teaching us the ways and the training that we have at 8:30 every single morning. So I mean, ultimately, like, yeah, everyone who has been here from the beginning and was in that auto body shop deserves the benefits that they're reaping right now. Because, I mean, like, even for one, like, I know that people in your guys' life even question you guys at certain points, like working at this company. And listen, I get it. And the reason why I get it is because what we're pulling off is so special that it's honestly hard to even like fathom and believe, right? Like if my parents, I feel like didn't even like fully grasp like what we were doing and pulling off until like, I don't know, maybe like recently. So I know it's had to been the same thing for you guys until you started bringing home some bigger checks, right? So that just makes me really happy that the people in your life now believe in you, because I know that you've been shooing them off and telling them this is correct. I'm doing the right thing. I'm working hard. I'm doing the right thing. I'm working late. And the thing about like sales is that, you know, if you were a doctor and you were studying all night long, staying up 12 hours a day, reading your books and studying, like your parents would have been like, I'm so proud of you, Johnny. I'm so proud of you. So why is it not the same working 12 hours in sales where you could make more than a doctor and you could pay your parents' house off sooner and you don't have to go to college and waste money and not ultimately learn and benefit from it?
I mean, even like for me, like my sister, like bringing my sister on is like a big thing for me, because it's like me and my sister, like it was always just kind of like me and her throughout all of life, like whatever went on, like Joe. Shout out Nicole. You're
all
great.
Joes.
My sister Nicole is pregnant, by the way. Shout out to her upcoming baby, my other sister.
Yeah.
But me and Jessica, we were kind of just 2 sides of the same coin. She's 5 years older than me, but we're kind of twins.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can
guys
see
really
it. We
are
act exactly the same.
bulldogs.
Yeah, literally.
Bulldogs.
I love the both of you guys together. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
But that comes through just life. Like we always just had each other through the whole thing. And she got me the job as a waiter when I had no direction. It was a little degenerate, and taught me work ethic. And then it flipped. Like there was a point where you called me and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And, you know, I still have to pay my rent. I still have to pay for my stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to go do this now.
Yeah.
And she looked at me sideways for the first time in my entire life.
Yeah.
Still said, okay, like, because she believed in it.
Yeah.
Like she believed in me rather, but still was like heavily concerned with my thought process. And I was like, I'm just going to do this. Like, I believe in this.
I mean, I don't blame her. I mean, telling someone that you're going to work for a startup it's scary. It's definitely scary. I mean, there's no stability in a startup, like quote unquote, right? I mean, what businesses make it past 2 or 3 years? Not a lot. It's like a very minute percent, like 4% even make it that far. So we get it.
And like Jess
Especially your living
came into the
situation
old
at the time.
office like twice.
Yeah.
She was there quite a few times. And
Yeah.
even still, she was looking at me like, and I was like, no. Like locked in. Like I was like, no.
But anything that's special, you need to take a chance doing it. No one did anything special not taking a chance on something. And at the end of the day, if Lexington didn't work out, which it did, so it doesn't even matter, we all would have grown from it. Our personalities, just us as a person, and we would have went into whatever we would have done way better, way more formed as a person, as a human being, as an employee, and we would have excelled even quicker. You know, in my opinion. So this is all character building. Life's all character building. That's why nothing is a waste of time. And like that's something I didn't talk about my connected dots. Is I've been a serial entrepreneur my whole life. I've been failing and opening up businesses since I was like 18. So like, it's good that I went through all that, because I wouldn't have been poised in this season to lead us to victory right now. Because I mean, like, there's just you learn through a lot. You learn through a lot. I went to business school and I didn't learn jack shit. I mean, did you?
No.
Yeah, you know. So, and you've taken on a lot of jobs, so I'm sure you could attest to like working jobs is like getting in the field is like what's best.
Absolutely.
Application.
Nothing beats getting thrown to the wolves.
It's true.
Nothing beats it.
Baptism by fire.
Yeah, you work out those first couple of weeks and that's it.
Yeah,
You keep
it's
on
true.
pushing.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, that's a testament to just the grit. And I wanted to ask you guys, like, what do you think caused all you guys to have the grit and the dog that you guys have? You know, growing up till now, is there anything specific that gives you the grit?
Hunger.
But why are you hungry?
What makes time?
Talking real hunger?
A little bit of both.
I could definitely go for some Mickey D's right
And
now.
it wasn't, and
I'm talking about like bad hard times.
I know.
honestly, hunger. Like it wasn't my parents' fault. Like
Yeah.
I took it upon myself to just exit.
Yeah.
So I lived hungry by myself
Yeah.
because I wasn't prideful,
Yeah.
really prideful as a kid, and it was just the ambition for more. Always needed more. Always wanted more. I did not want to be average. My dad does not have to be fixing cars every day for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
My mom does not have to be working for the rest of her life. My sister does not have to be serving tables for the rest of her life.
Yeah, it's true.
And now she's not.
Yeah.
So, like, just this, even in the first 2 years of me being here, I was able to change my sister's whole life.
Dude,
Which
this
is
is just
sick.
only the beginning, dude.
Which is sick. Exactly. And it's just the tip of the iceberg right now.
We're literally only here.
Yeah.
Literally only there.
We're only here, and we're here against everyone else.
It's true.
And we're just,
It's true.
so just hunger. Hunger metaphorically, hunger literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both.
What about you, Chris? You're a scrappy guy.
I mean, my start, so it's going to sound a little lame, but I obviously, we're all kind of like in that middle class, like
Yeah.
household area. When
Yeah.
I was in Boy Scouts growing up, there was this thing called the National Jamboree.
Mhm.
Happens every 4 years, and not everyone gets to go. It was like $1,500, and I really, really wanted to go there. My parents were like, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
So I started up my own business at 11, and it was called Pups, Pickup Poop Service. I drove around on my bicycle with a poop scoop and a couple bags, and I just went around to all my mom's friends' houses. I made flyers, and I saved up that $1,500 and a couple more bucks, and I got myself to the jamboree. And I
That's
was like,
pretty cool.
if I could do that,
I
know?
like that.
He would never be an Eagle Scout without that.
I like
No,
that.
yeah, that was what really started like my taste for money and like what I could do. If you really, just make it happen. Like when I left for the Jambo, I had an employee. I was 11 years old with an employee. Someone had to do the routes, so it was really cool. That's really what kind of got me going. And then after that, I spent a year in Catholic school, and like just seeing my parents like struggle to do that, I was like, no, that's I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
yeah, that really developed the grit.
Yeah. The way I see it is like, if it hasn't happened yet, there's somebody in your family who's going to break the generational curses, right? And who's going to bring your family to the forefront of just greatness, right? Because like if you're rich at the end of the day, like you can make so many people's lives better. Like how much forward thinking, richer, wealthier families are compared to other people. Like that shit goes down to even like your nieces, your nephews, like your grandkids, like your great grandkids, your great grandnieces and stuff like that. It's not even just like your direct family, right? Because you have that much impact with your pockets.
Yeah.
So I think like I like learned that from like a young age, right? That like someone needs to be that one. So like why shouldn't it be me? So like I think that like motivates me. Obviously like watching my father work a lot of hours like definitely like pisses me off, and my mother too, because like in my opinion women shouldn't really be working. So like that definitely pisses me off. So like they'll definitely be retired soon. And then I just think just growing up in our town, we were always gritty. We always had a fight for everything, especially in sports. And I think movies too, as crazy as this might sound, a lot of movies inspired me, and like even like stupid movies like Goodfellas, like this is gonna
Bronx
sound,
Tale.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
Bronx
Funny.
Tale, like just movies like that. I don't even know, like they just like inspire the crap out of me, like the Steve Jobs movie. Entrepreneur stories inspire me, like watching people like fall and then stand up and rise, like just inspires me, and like that's just kind of like been my whole life. And like the way that I see it is like when you die, like people are only going to remember you if you like do something special, right?
Yeah.
So like that's ultimately like what I'm trying to achieve, and just leave a mark on this world. And if the world doesn't remember me, at the very least, like my family will remember me because the mark I leave for them in that fat trust fund that we're going to have. Like we make fun of trust fund babies, but my grandkids are going to be some trust fund babies.
Hell yeah.
So
But they're not getting it until they're 18 and they go through it.
it's true,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, it's
Probably
better to
longer.
set your family up than not. But but yeah, you just don't tell them.
Yeah.
You make them work for it.
16th birthday, and then 2 years later, you're good.
Listen, we'll give you half on the 16th because of a little noggin, yeah.
Even grandpa's joining in.
Yeah. What about you, Appio? I mean, you're a little different from us because like your family definitely had a little more, but like you're so gritty, you're so tough. So like, tell me why like you're
the
so
most
gritty and
seldom
tough.
Mount Sinai guy I ever
Yeah.
met.
I got daddy issues.
Is that what makes you so appealing?
Shout out to episode 4.
No, but I mean, seriously, I definitely, growing up,
You're not your average
hated my
Mount
father.
Sinai guy.
Growing up, I hated my father. And it was funny, I actually told him that the other I never truly hated him because I always knew in the back of his head everything he was doing for me or doing to me, what he had my best interest in mind, no matter how harsh it may have seemed at the time. But I was actually telling him this the other day, and he goes, well, that means I did my job.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
If I think also he's like, I think all sons should grow up, and if you didn't hate me at some point in life, then I didn't do my job. He said that to me the other day, and I was, you're absolutely right, because I am so appreciative for how hard he was from being young, and I mean I would tell stories to my friends about how this happened and that happened and blah 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 blah. Don't have to get into details, and they're just like,
looking at you sideways, right?
Yeah, holy shit, dude. Like,
that's the reason why he's got a successful business, you know? He's not your average guy. So
Never get hit by dirt.
check him out,
Shout out to
episode
Frags.
2, 3,
2, 3,
4.
or 4.
Episode 4.
Episode
Episode
4,
4.
yeah.
Check him out. Let's talk about construction. Let's talk about
Construction or
trades.
blue collar. Let's talk about blue collar.
Yep.
Yeah, good episode.
Great, yeah. That was a good one. But I definitely give so much of my props to him, and wanting to emulate him, wanting to be like him, wanting to be as successful as him, and seeing him leave at 6 in the morning, leave the house at 6 in the morning, and not get home until 8, 9 at night.
Yeah.
You know, because he's doing estimates. He doesn't even have an office. At the time, at least, he never even had an office that wasn't his house.
Yeah.
So this man is out working, doing construction. I mean, owning the business. Maybe he's not swinging the hammer as much anymore, you know, or hopefully at all. I don't remember. But putting in those hours, though, definitely looking up to him and emulating him. I give a huge portion of it to wrestling.
Yeah.
Growing up, I think wrestling really molded me into who I am today. My coach, Coach Armstrong, Coach Wagner, those two guys really were huge role models in my life. I love those guys, and I don't talk to them enough. And it's wrestling season. Is it still wrestling season?
I don't know.
Oh man, I didn't go to a single practice.
I'm telling them.
I haven't. I wanted to so bad. I want to go to a
I feel like
match.
it's like
and go practice.
nationals
It's
going
like-
on in like states right now, right?
Might be. It's about
Yeah.
that time. We're way past
Yeah.
Christmas weight, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I feel like I saw something recently, honestly.
Outside.
Like Newfield going on it.
Cheerleading nationals just ended.
I don't think I'm mixing up wrestling and cheerleading, bro.
Yeah, what the
I mean, the nationals was just 2 weeks
They're
ago.
both sports.
As of 2016, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I give
It's
shout
true.
out to the
Shout out
cheerleaders.
Lex ladies.
Shout out
Every
ladies.
Lex lady for supporting the man, the son in your life, the husband, the father.
Yeah.
You know, however you support him, because we know it's not hard, it's not easy. You know, we really appreciate you for
Hell yeah.
being there and sticking by his side and believing not just in him but in the company, because we know it's not hard.
Lex
and we know
ladies
it's
are
not easy.
goated.
Yeah.
Like they're all in.
They're amazing. I love them so
They're all
much.
in. Like,
I love going out with them too.
We
when
talk
all
about
hang
it
out.
all the time, but like
Yeah.
they're all in.
Yeah, it's true. You got to be all in.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to be all in.
What I really like too is even like the Lex ladies, like the ones like for the dads. You know,
Yeah.
like they know that daddy's got to work some late hours. You know, and they're
That's
all
true.
in on them. So
That's
you know,
true.
just they're all.
That's
I mean,
true.
Not denoting the ones that don't have
Yeah.
children, obviously.
true.
But yeah, no, every Lex
And their
lady
lives are
really
going to
is
be
a
amazing
trooper.
because of it.
But there's something special about a woman getting married in her wedding dress, sees us, and goes, "The dog." Come on, bro. Like, that is so
Carlos, you're
funny.
blessed, my brother. You're
Shout
blessed.
out to Kelly. Shout
You're
out to
blessed.
Carlos.
Shout out
That
Kelly.
refrigerator's
Shout out
all right.
Carlos.
Beautiful ass.
Yeah,
family.
if it doesn't work out, we should get them a refrigerator.
Get a refrigerator.
I'll get him a fridge.
I got a fridge. I got him a fridge.
Got fridge problems.
Yeah.
He's gonna see this like a week after.
I know.
2 weeks.
He's like, guys, I got one.
Oh,
Wow.
love it.
Yellow.
Yeah, say yellow to us, guys.
Yeah.
Any
Thanks.
of our
Thanks.
Any of our
And Remy,
colleagues?
don't
Thanks,
blow
Remy.
up the spot, bro.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Remy.
Don't
so
blow
I'm
up the
sure you
spot.
guys
Yellow
remember the
away.
couple episodes when
Yeah.
we said, "Oh, come up to us and say yellow." Remy blew up the spot to everybody.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
want to test our guys to see if they're really watching the podcast.
Yeah. He had two gentlemen come up to us at work and scream yellow. Meanwhile, they were at work. We knew they didn't watch the shit.
Yeah, like it just aired.
Poor
buddy.
timing, Remold. Poor
At least
timing.
wait a couple days.
Yeah, he's shaking
Jesus,
his head
make
over
it
there. Yeah,
believable.
SMH over here too, man.
SMH.
SMFH.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's this
Still love you, though.
YouTube channel I like watching, and at the end of their videos, they have this like exclusive thing. It's called the 44-second club, and it's the people who watch the last 44 seconds before it cuts to like the end scene. So like, we need to have that for our guys because
Yeah.
like, are you watching to the last 44
Yeah,
seconds?
It's true.
Yeah.
And the best stuff happens at the end. And I'm going to end us right freaking here, right freaking
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Another thing that we didn't talk about with connecting the freaking dots is 1770 mother 6. Take that out.
Oh,
And that might sound crazy. We're going to start that in a
okay.
second. I want to say one thing about America before we go crazy here. So America was founded off grit. It's founded off not taking BS from people, right? It's for standing up for yourself, and it's founded off capitalism and being able to start poor is poor and end up rich is rich. So if we didn't grow up in the greatest country of all time, we would not be able to even have this opportunity to grow this beautiful country, let alone have the freedoms that we do, be able to speak what we do, the language that we do, have the foods that we do, enjoy our families the way that we do, still have time off the way that we do, have enough money to support ourselves and our families the way that we do, and even our family members before us putting in the work, building the railroads, building the buildings, doing everything that they had to do for us to just end up right here, because it's just nuts if you go and look back and you connect all the dots. I don't know all my family's history, but I mean, most of us all came off boats, right? So that had to be a wild freaking ride, guys. And they were poor at first, and then now look at us. We had the chance 5, 6, 7, 8 generations down the line to finally make it right for them, right?
And that's another thing I love that you always say too. It's like you have the privilege in this country to sit there on a couch and smoke weed or just be a degenerate bum if you want to.
Yeah.
And that's such a beautiful thing for people who don't want to do that, because that deletes so much competition.
100%.
Now you have the option to be such a
100%.
schmuck. If you want to be a schmuck, go be a schmuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to go make money.
Yeah.
And you can sit on your couch
100%.
and be a schmuck.
Capitalism is the most beautiful thing of all time.
And people want to fight it because they're schmucks.
The harder
they
you
think
work,
they think that
the
shit
better
just
that
has
you'll
to be
do.
given to them. They don't
It's
want to
true.
work for this shit.
I read the Communist Manifesto.
Exactly. This shit is so like it honestly drives me crazy.
Yeah.
It's like these people I see on the internet always talking about, oh, Lexington
Tom Brady ain't this,
Lexington
Tom Brady ain't that.
Shut the no, but like
Yeah.
seriously, it's
Yeah.
like, dude, like you want the best. You're gonna
Yeah.
go sit there on your couch for 13 hours
Yeah.
a day and
It's
play Madden and
It's
sit
true.
there and yank your.
If you're over the age of
bro,
18
like, get
and you
outta
play
here.
Call of Duty, you're a loser.
Yep.
You're
It's
a
like,
loser.
it's like get out of here.
Ciao.
Get out.
Yeah.
You're gonna look
Unless
at the guy,
you're a dad.
You're gonna look at the guy who's up from you and be pissed that the guy's up from you and he's
Yeah.
such a eat the rich. Fuck you.
No, it's true.
Like you.
It's true.
That dude worked his life away to get that shit, and just because you did nothing,
true.
and you're pissed that you did nothing, you're gonna be tight at this guy because he decided to go and get what he wanted. Like,
Yeah.
that's your
I love
privilege.
People
shit.
don't understand
You deserve-
what
you
goes
deserve
into
to be a
being an
shrimp if you wanna
entrepreneur
be a
or
shrimp.
what goes into being a millionaire, what goes into just being a successful person. Like I said in the morning meeting the other time, 90% of the time you're getting your face and your teeth kicked in. It's bad. It's horrible. You're freaking out. Everything's going to shit, right? Fuck, 8% of the time, you're contemplating if you should even keep it going doing this, right? You're like, oh my God, like if I did this, I could probably do that. I could go do this, right? But you still stick and you do it. And then only 2% you're actually fucking winning.
That's the cake.
And actually winning. And then, but that's what everybody sees, but that's what they don't realize. You're only winning 2% of the time, but hey, that feeling with that 2% feels so good that we just keep coming back for it
If you
more
don't
and
eat
more
shit
and more.
most of the time, cake won't taste so sweet.
The Tom original.
Let's freaking do it! God bless America! God bless Lexington Capital!
I don't give a piss.
I
if
don't
it
give
ain't
a piss
Lexington.
about nothing but Lexington. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet